Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday morning. Hope looking forward to a good weekend and, well, not Spurs ruining it with a loss or anything like that. Talking really around, I guess, the winger position is what you could sum it up as. Talking about Heung Son and a potential contract extension and kind of understanding what that might look like, but also potentially an offer coming for Heung Son within that, as well as, I guess, a bit of an update from David Ornstein surrounding Pedro Neto. So plenty to get into, plenty to talk about. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's talk Heung Son. So he came from Equinor, and he said that Tottenham are in positive talks to extend the contract of captain Heung Son and believe they will extend the contract of the player at the end of the season. Saudi Pro League clubs are planning to offer around 75 million euros for the South Korean player. So, look, he has a contract that expires in the summer of 2025 and Spurs have the option to extend for an extra year, which I've always said, I just kind of expected Spurs to extend for the year. You know, it's not really a difficult thing to do. You know, the summer of 2026, would that be the summer then you look to move on from Son? And look, I'm not saying that they would or would. I'm just saying I kind of just expected that from Spurs. Maybe cash in next summer. I think what you've seen from Sonny, this season he's had a much better season than last season. Actually, he's had he went from a high of a golden boot to a low to come back up the other side. So it's not to say that he's on the downward trajectory of his career. I also would say when you look at Son as a leader, as the captain, as the face of the team, he's a guy that really has kind of bought into the whole captaincy role, the leadership role. You know, he's done things differently that maybe other captains previously haven't. You know, he's built a real. When you look at the videos, you've seen the pictures, you've seen how the squad interact with one another. It's a real friendly atmosphere, a real family-like atmosphere. And that, is a huge part down to Sonny, down to Maddison, down to Romero, as much as, you see videos of him slapping Pape Matar. He's down to those guys. And I think you would do so much worse than having your face of your team being Heung Son. I expect him to get a new deal. I expect him to get a 3, maybe even a 4-year deal, to be honest. Because they're talking about how they don't want to extend him with that option. They want to give him a whole new, brand new deal. So I think it maybe be a 3-year deal with an option to extend for next year, depending on that. So maybe put the option, into the next contract. And, by that time, Sonny will be in his mid-30s and things like that. And that is a day that I am trying to brace myself for, but I don't know if I can. Kane leaving sucks. Sonny leaving, I think that's going to hurt a little bit more, which is weird to say, but I think it will. But yeah, on the Saudi front, by the way, the 75 million euros, I think you're going to need to offer more, to be honest. Just because of what he is to Spurs, it's not just the player, it's what he does for Spurs and things like that. And, going to Saudi, he would bring a lot of attention to that league because obviously he's a superstar, isn't he, really? When you look at the rest of our squad, we don't really have that. He is the superstar, but also in the world of football, he is a superstar. It would bring a different set of eyes to Saudi. But you're going to need to spend more than 75 million euros. That is for sure. Pedro Neto chat. So David Ornstein, through a Athletic Q&A, was talking and someone obviously asked about Pedro Neto. They asked about what Wolves want. And they said he said that Wolves want around 80 million for a reported Spurs target Pedro Neto this summer. And look, I don't think they're going to get 80 million personally. I don't. I think you get about 70. I think that's where you're going to get. Now, would paying 80 be outrageous? To be honest, in this market, no. Which feels stupid to say. And this isn't a dig against Pedro Neto. It's not a dig against Wolves. So please no one think this is. The market has just gone belly up, hasn't it? Pedro Neto a few years ago might be worth 30 million. And that's not a dig at him. I'm just saying a few years ago, everyone's values were at a way more reasonable price. When you think about, let's have a think of a good example. Moises Caicedo from Brighton's Chelsea. There's no way he's a £100 million player. A few years ago, he's probably worth about 30, maybe 40. Just because the 40 being, they really don't want to sell Brighton. They had a new contract and all that. But yeah, it's a weird old world. But look, regardless of that, it's a statement signing. It's a signing that, you know, it transforms your front three. And you've got a lot of players in that front area that are good, but they're not exceptional, they're not great. You know, you've got players that do some good things and do some great things, but they do a lot of other things that aren't so great. You know, Solomon can't stay fit. That's his biggest issue. Solomon can't stay fit. Timo's finishing maybe isn't the best, but, you know, I think overall play is actually pretty decent. Johnson's got a lot of pace. You know, he seems to get himself in the right position at the right times. Confidence needs a bit of work. Kulusevski, you know, can put in a good delivery. He can be too predictable at times. I think that's fair to say, you know. So you're looking at it and you do want a guy that, even though he's going to basically telegraph what he's going to do in this attacking move, he's still good enough to go and do it and you can't stop it. That's what Pedro Neto is a bit like. You think, right, he's on his left foot. He's going to want to hit this with his left foot. I know he wants to hit this with his left foot. How do I stop this? And Pedro Neto going, you're not going to stop this. I'm going to shoot. So look, I think it's a statement signing. This thing's going to drag into the summer. There's plenty of clubs in there. But let's say Spurs don't go the Pedro Neto route. And they kind of see themselves, look, we're on the outside looking in on this deal. It's probably not going to happen for us. Then I tell you what, I'd love Spurs to kind of just go, pull straight out and launch into multiple other deals, whilst all these other clubs are, you know, faffing around, fighting each other for Neto. Pick the market, get what you want, knowing that they're not going to be involved. And, you know, when you look at some of these teams, if they go and get a Neto, can they go and get another big name player? I don't know if they can, unless they're selling players, and I don't know if they can. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about the Heung Son contract extension, as well as potential offers from the Saudi Arabian League. Obviously, as well as Pedro Neto there. But yeah, subscribe if you're new and hit the notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.